Today we're going to make black-eyed peas with mustard greens. So first you want to make sure you soak your black-eyed peas overnight. I have that already soaked and ready to go. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter. You're going to need a tablespoon of sesame seed oil. The sesame seed oil give it like a beefy type flavor. You're going to need 2 medium onions that's finely chopped. You're going to need a tablespoon of bay leaves, the ground kind. Make sure it's ground. Or if you can't find the ground bay leaves, you can use maybe 3 bay leaves if you find them. You're going to also need 2 celery sticks, 2 stalks. Just 1, 2. 1, 2. You're going to need a teaspoon of dry thyme. Okay. You're also going to need a teaspoon of hot red peppers. You can either use crushed peppers. I'm going to use the hot shot because it has a variety of different hot peppers in here. So a teaspoon of hot pepper. You're going to need some smoked paprika. A teaspoon of paprika. A teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. So let me get started. So you want to melt your butter, and once you have a light brown color, you want to go ahead and add your chopped onions, garlic, celery to the pot. I'm almost certain that I forgot to tell you that you also need 2 cloves of garlic chopped. I'll provide the ingredients at the end of the video. So you want to make sure that you have all the ingredients inside the pot. You want to wait till the onions is kind of lightly brown. You want to go ahead and add your sesame seeds oil to the pot as well. So once you have the onions a lightly brown, so now that the onions are lightly brown, you want to go ahead and add 2 quarts of water. So you want to go ahead and start seasoning it. 1 teaspoon of your hot pepper, 1 teaspoon of the paprika, 1 teaspoon of the bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of your cumin. So you want to cook this on low heat and let it simmer for several hours until the beans are tender. So your next step is to prep your mustard greens. You want to make sure that you wash your greens very well and chop them kind of like this. So this is about 1 pound of mustard greens. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and add about 1 cup of water to this pot and let the greens simmer as well. So you don't need to put too much water inside your greens because greens pretty much make their own water. So just put maybe about 1 cup of water inside the pot. So finally, we're going to let the beans and the greens do their thing and simmer for several hours. Well, the beans will simmer for several hours until they are tender. And then we're going to let our greens simmer for about 1 hour or so until they are tender. So in between those hours, you want to go ahead and continue to check on your beans, stirring them occasionally as well as your greens. Probably in the next like 5 hours or so, just to show you what the results are, how it's starting to look. So the next step was to add the mustard greens to the black-eyed peas. As you can see, I already added it. So you want to let it continue to simmer until you get it just really to your liking. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Although I indicated earlier that I want to hold on to my tomato sauce just in case I want to add some additional flavor, at this point, once you add those greens to those black eyed peas, you're not going to need to add any other type of seasoning to this, because the mustard greens is just really going to set it off. But you might want to add a little salt and pepper to your tasting. But when you add that mustard greens, that's it. Okay? So I'm just going to let it simmer a little more so the greens can get the flavor inside of the black eyed peas. And let it simmer for another 20 minutes or so. And then we're going to serve it over some rice. And I'll be back with that one. So now that we're done, I decided to incorporate some fried chicken wings inside this harvest dinner. But of course, I'm not going to eat any chicken wings because I'm going to stick to my vegetarian type of meal plan at this time. But what I did do, because I don't have any white rice, I used some dirty rice by Lipton. And please feel free. I don't know how this is going to taste. This is my first time trying it, but I know that it tastes absolutely great with some white rice. But you can use so go ahead and add the black eyed peas and the mustard greens to the dirty rice that I have in the bowl. And I'm going to serve this to my son and myself, but I'm not going to eat the chicken wings. So, and I'll let you guys know how it tastes. So finally, it is done. And I must say that it tastes really good with the dirty rice. It gives it more flavor. I don't see what the difference would have been if I would have used white rice. So anyway, white rice or the dirty rice would have been fine. Absolutely delicious. The key to this recipe is the mustard greens. It gives it all the flavor. So if you try this recipe, I would love to know. Please do a video response and let me know how you like it. Thanks for viewing. Please rate and comment, subscribe.